think we're going to start sitting at the edge of the mat. I've got a little blanket here. I've got a cushion to my side and a little pillow in case I need that. So you might want to have a few things to begin with. And we're going to start in child's pose. Well, not child's pose, in extended prayer pose. But here we go. You see, everyone's coming in now. I had a feeling this was going to happen. So sitting back on your heels and extending your arms out in front of you. You can separate your knees apart and drop down between your thighs, forehead towards the mat. Take a nice long breath in, and then a deep breath out. And if your shoulder is uncomfortable, just take your arms wider apart, gives it a little bit more space. And so we're listening to the sound of the breath every time you exhale. A lovely, deep, audible exhale, breathing through the nose. And then with your hands pressing down onto the floor here, you can start to sway a little bit from side to side. So anytime we're doing yoga, it's never about creating some predetermined shape. It's just about listening, tuning inwards and being able to hear what your body would like you to do in this shape. It's like opening up a conversation between your awareness and your sensory body. And then as you inhale, come up. And so we're on all fours. And take a moment to do a little bit of cat-cow. Allowing our spine time to awaken this morning. And then walking your hands forwards and taking circles with the hips. This is why it's nice to have a blanket or something under the knees. A bit of softness. And we'll slow it right down. So moving at the pace that allows you to feel. And then changing direction. And then lowering yourself down onto your tummy. Hands just gently placed either side of your chest. Elbows are close in towards your body. And the shoulder blades can glide away from the ears. Take a moment there. And be sure the neck feels happy. And then pressing the hips into the floor. Inhale. As you slowly come up, we're not putting too much weight on the hands. You can exhale as you come down. It's more about the support that comes through the muscles around the spine. We'll do that a few times. Just gently saying good morning to our bodies. And then pressing down through the hands, sitting back on the heels, again, knees apart. Inhale as you come up. We're going to bring our hands in front of us, interlink fingers. Just have your index fingers pointing. And then inhale as you reach your arms up overhead. And you might find a little bit of a back bend, or you might find where the mobility is resisting. It's all information, it's all communication. Then exhale, bringing your hands down again, returning to extended prayer. Coming up onto all fours. Cat and cow. With your breath, soften the elbows. Walking your hands forwards. And circling your hips, maybe the other way to last time. So we have a full moon coming at the weekend. So we're in that really, really potent time of approaching the full moon. Usually the most intense time of the month. Then lowering yourself down onto your tummy again. Inhaling as you come up. And exhaling as you come down. 2 more times. Pushing down through your hands. Sitting back on your heels. Inhaling as you come up, bringing your hands into the mudra, index finger pointed. Inhale as you come up. And exhale as you come down. We'll return onto all fours. And feel into the midline of your body, and that usually begins in the pelvis. So a little connection with the right amount of tension to keep you feeling strong within the pelvis. Inhale as you extend the right leg back. As you take your next inhale, create more length from your heel to your crown. And then as you exhale, let's sweep the knee round to the side, taking a very slow circle. And we'll do that a few times. So holding this midline stops the hips from wriggling around too much. They will wriggle around, but it's contained. And then the next time the knee comes forward, let's place the foot down between your hands. And then walk foot and hands further forwards and let the hips become heavy. As you inhale, look ahead, your hips will drop a little bit lower. And then as you exhale, walk your hands back. Keep the heel grounded. Come into a fold. As you inhale, walk the hands forwards. Wriggling as much as you need to as you go, exhaling as you come back. Coming forwards and pausing, and tuck the toes under the back foot, push the heel away and let the knee come up off the floor. And then play with drawing the thigh bone in towards the hips, and then exhale as you release and soften. Inhale, thigh bones in towards the hips. Exhale, release and soften. Dropping the back knee. Coming flat down onto your hands, extend that right leg out behind again. As you inhale, create length, pushing the heel away, letting the crown move forwards. And then as you exhale, circle once again. Keeping aware of the midline. Allowing the breath to move with the movement. And the next time you exhale, we'll bring that foot forward beside the right hand. It might take a little while to wriggle it forwards, and then the hands on the foot might want to come even further forwards. And then the hips gently come down towards the floor. You might naturally find your toes want to point out slightly. Gives your hips a bit more room. Inhale as you look ahead. And as you exhale, walk the hands back. Keep the heel down, let the toes point up as you fold. Inhale as you come forwards. Exhale as you come back. Inhale as you come forwards again and rest. Tuck the toes under the back foot, push the heel away, let the knee come up off the floor. And just look towards the front of the mat, so you're not dropping your head completely. And then turn this right foot onto its knife edge so the knee can drop even further over to the side. And let that back knee come to the floor. Perhaps the right arm rises. And then exhale as you bring the palm of your hand to the inner thigh, pressing the knee away, letting the hips drop. The right hand rises again. Both hands to the floor. As you bring your knees back together. Take some cat and cow. Find the midline of the hips and extend the left leg back. Heel pushes away, crown moves forwards, creating length through the body. Exhale as we slowly start to circle that left knee. On the next exhale, bring the left foot forward between your hands. Walk your foot and your hands further forwards and let the hips become heavy. Looking ahead as you inhale. As you exhale, walk your hands back. Keep that front heel down, toes can point up as you take a little forward fold. Inhale, carrying yourself forwards. Exhale as you move back. And coming to pause as you come to the front again. We'll bring those knees back together. A little bit of cat-cow, a bit of wriggle, maybe a circle. And then gently extending the left leg back out behind you. Finding the length, finding the midline, and then exhaling slow circles. And as you exhale, placing that left foot to the outside of your left hand. And again, everything might walk its way forwards. Your toes might point out slightly. As you let your hips come forward towards your wrists. Inhale as you look ahead. And exhale as you glide back. Inhale as you look ahead. Exhale as you come back. And then on your next inhale, coming forwards, let the foot come onto its knife edge. Knee will drop out to the side. Right hand stays down as the left hand comes up and palm comes to the inner thigh, pushing the knee away. Heart rises, rib cage lifts. Listening for the sound of your breath. Inhale as the left arm rises again. Hand comes down to the floor. Let's walk the foot back into the center. And we'll push that back heel away, lift the knee up off the floor. And then play with inhaling, drawing the thigh bones in towards the hip socket. Exhale, releasing. Dropping the back knee. Bringing your knees together. Walking your hands forwards, let's keep the bottom high as we melt our hearts. Have your arms wide apart if your shoulders feel cramped. Inhale as you rock forwards onto your tummy. Lay your forehead down as you bring your arms either side of you. Fingers drawing back towards heels, palms turned upwards. The hips become the pivot as you inhale and rise through the heart, through the heels. And exhale as you come down. We're going to do that 3 times, so with your breath. Hands either side of your chest. Press down through your hands. Knees apart. Sit back on your heels. Inhale as you come up to sitting, bringing your hands back to the mudra. And reach your arms up. And exhale as you come back down through the midline. We'll come onto all fours. And take the right leg back. And as you exhale, bring the knee forward. Plant it down between your hands, coming into pigeon pose. If you have your cushion handy, it's really nice to have that under your right hip. It'll take a little while to settle in, especially if you're not familiar with pigeon pose. So my knee is between my hands and my foot is over across to the left-hand side. Inhale as you sit up. And as you exhale, come forwards. And fold. Inhale as you come back up onto your hands. The weight moves through the palms to allow you to come back to all fours. Remove the cushion to the other side. Left leg extends out behind you, creating that length. And then exhale the left knee forwards, maybe propped up by a cushion. As you come into pigeon on the other side. Take your time. Inhale to float the ribs. And exhale as you fold. Inhale as you come back up, removing the cushion. And let's take our legs out in front of us. We'll come to Well, why don't we add a Baddha Konasana? I think we've got time. So soles of feet together, wrap your hands around your toes, heels coming in towards your hips, knees bouncing up towards the sides. Inhale as you sit up, and exhale as you fold. Chin towards chest. And then inhaling as you come back up, crossing legs, hands to heart. Offering the fruits of our practice to all beings. Namaste.